All right, guys, I got the Banshee out here. We're gonna start her up. We're gonna do a comparison to see what it sounds like before we put the Toomeys on, to give you a good comparison of stock versus Toomey. So we're gonna shake up the gas, put the choke on. I think it's low on fuel, so we'll put it on reserve. And then let's see how many kicks it takes to start. Sounds good. Stock pipes. People don't like them. Obviously, Toomeys are going to be where it's at. Right now, she's at about 38 to 1. I run the Caster 927 oil. Smells good. Never had an issue. I've run Yamaha. I don't like Yamaha. I've blown up a blaster with it. So, man, I wish you could smell that. Ooh, it smells good. Let it warm up a little bit. Check her out. All right, I hope you guys like that. So what we're gonna do is go ahead, get her washed up, cleaned up, make sure she's clean when we work on her and put on the pipes. But this is gonna be one of the last looks with her in stock pipes. So catch you in the next clip. All right, guys, we're gonna do one last test ride, make sure everything's working well before we put the Toomeys on. So we're gonna give the Toomeys one last polish. We're gonna give this a little quick ride. Hopefully I can grab my phone and you guys can hear it a little bit, and we'll do it before and after, but we're getting close. I was doing a couple things first and just cleaning up some of the areas. I took this cover off and I lost the bolt, and I'm super upset and I'm really annoyed. I don't know where it's at. I've looked all over. I spent 2 days looking for this bolt, but we have one ordered up. Hopefully it's not in the stator. I checked that too. I'm not sure if I'll find it. I do have 2 little dogs that may have taken it, but we got that ordered up. Let's get this Banshee started up and let's take it for a rip down the street. All right, guys, here it is. I just started it up, started on the first kick. So you can see how she sounds. Man, she looks mean. Love this thing. All right. We'll be putting on the Toomeys next. I'm just gonna give it a quick test drive. Okay, guys, the time has come. I'm feeling really torn because she is running so good with these stock pipes, but we're gonna keep everything super organized. So in any event, we'll still have the stock pipes stored away in a container. So we'll keep everything very organized. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the originals, put those away nicely. Hopefully I don't have to take off too many plastics. And then we'll go ahead and change the jets. Probably take the carb off when I take the silencers off. And I'm gonna see if I could just rotate the carb so I can get into the pilot and the main jet. I don't really feel like taking off the entire carb, so we'll see how that goes. and then we'll take off the springs, put the new springs on, give the pipes one last polish, the Toomey's one last polish, and we should be all set to go. Okay guys, a little update here. We got all our pieces, we got the new jets. So we're gonna run a 27.5 pilot jet, and we are gonna start off with a 290. I bought 280s and 290s, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the richer set, go with the 290, see how that runs. I did a little bit of research, and I also asked ChatGPT. They were recommending the 290. Some guys on Facebook said they ran 300 and 310s with this setup. So this setup has open air box with the K&N and filter, stock pipes. So since those are gone, we're gonna go up some jet sizes. So I think it had 220s in there and a 25 pilot. So we're gonna go ahead, knock that up, and then we're gonna check the needle jet. The needle jet is up top. You'll see it there. So that's where where is it? Why can't you see it? Oh, there it is. It's gonna be that guy there. So we're gonna check the clip position. I think stock is 3, so we're gonna keep it there. I didn't take out the full carb. All I did was loosened up these hose clamps from the reeds to the air box, and then loosened up some of the hoses, and I was able to take it off. You do have to take off the throttle cap though. So we're chugging along. We're gonna put back our carb. Make sure this is the main jet washer. Make sure you got that back on, and then this back on in the correct position. So hopefully I remember how this came apart. If not, I got a carb right next to it to help me check. So we're gonna go ahead and probably throw some parts cleaner on some of these parts, get some of the dirt off, and then yeah, we'll crank it out. All right guys, as you can see, we have the other side of the pipe off. We were able to loosen up these hose clamps here again, take out the crossover tube, or yeah, I guess the tube. There's a line that crosses the carbs over, so I took this off because I was able to rotate it easier. I also took off the gas line from the right-handed carb here, sprayed some parts cleaner, and then we're gonna take off the bowl. So you are gonna see a little bit gas spill off. That's why I have a little container down here. But other than that, let's go ahead and take off this carb. Okay, so here's a better look with the bowl off the carb. These carbs are made so that you're able to adjust them easily, because there are tuning changes that you do have to do with, Banshees, whether depending on elevation or depending on, modifications that you have. There's a lot of test and tuning that goes into these. So it's really 2 areas that you're changing. It's gonna be the main jet here, which is for wide open throttle, and then your pilot jet for, I think, 0 to 1/4 throttle. And then your needle jet is up there. You can see your needle jet there. So all areas that you're able to adjust and change. So that's why, rotating the carb is actually kind of nice, because you're able to change the main jet and your pilot jet right next to it. You can see there is a washer behind the main jet, so make sure you don't lose that one. All right guys, we got the both sides of the carbs back together. We're just gonna do one final inspection, make sure none of the tubes or hoses are pinching or missing. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the springs. I do wanna show you, I bought this spring puller on Amazon over here. And we're gonna go ahead and try this out. So let's go ahead, pull the headers off, clean that area. Think we might just jack it up a tiny bit. I have a creeper there, so let's go ahead and do that. All right guys, well, we got one of the headers off. We're gonna go ahead and clean that area. And super easy with this spring puller. There's 2 springs. You can see that spring and that spring, and then obviously that hanger bolt. Once those come off, you're pretty much good to go. All right, guys, we are approaching the final steps. We've got both pipes in. It was really easy actually to, it is a tight fit. We got to check all the clearances. We got to figure out something with this bracket up here, how these are gonna hang. Using a spring puller really makes the job easy. I highly recommend this. I've done it with pliers. You're just wasting your time. Go ahead and get one of these from Amazon. So we got both pipes on. We're gonna mock up the silencers, and then we're gonna try and do a first start here. We're gonna pull out the air filter and just check that the both throttles are synced up or lifting up at the same time. I did move around the carb, so we wanna make sure that everything is set to go. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw just a little bit of extra oil in there. Make sure that she's all, prepped up with, we're gonna do probably 32-to-1. And we got the open air box, the 2-to-1 air filter, 290 main jets, 27.5 pilots. So let's see, let's get moving here and mock these up. All right, guys, we are working towards the goal. We've got one side mocked up. I just put an Allen wrench there to hold it, but dang, that looks really good. So we're gonna go ahead, mock up the other side, and then see if we can kick her over. But let's jump to the start. How about that? All right, guys, we're gonna do the first start. Everything is mocked up, so let's see if it starts. Alright guys, well we are all finished up. I did some extra work. I put the skid plate on and a couple other things that had to get tightened up. But let's do this final startup here and show you guys how this bike is running and what it sounds like. So we'll throw a couple clips of before. Now let's get to the after. The nice thing is with the bigger pilot, it actually doesn't need the choke anymore. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the idle. I think it's a little bit too high, but it also doesn't sound so bad. So she's completely cold. It is warm outside. All right, guys, here she is. I did make these brackets here. On this side, we use the stock brackets. We tightened everything up and fit fine. It does come here at an angle. There's no other way to do it. Straight. Sounds good, doesn't bog at all. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out this weekend. All right, with that, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. She is gonna be running good. I can't wait to test her out. We're gonna take her out. So if you guys wanna see more content like this and see the next video, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more content like this. And if you wanna see the next one of it running, hit that notification bell. So we'll see you guys. Peace.